Have you ever been blamed for something just because you were born? My grandmother died giving birth to my mother, and my grandfather never let her forget it. You killed her, he'd mutter when he'd had too much to drink. She was perfect, and you took her away. Growing up, Mom would tell me stories about how she'd find roses on her mother's portrait every morning, fresh and dewy, while her own school lunch went unmade. She learned to cook at 6, standing on a chair to reach the stove, because no one else would feed her. On her birthday, my grandfather would disappear for the day, returning with red-rimmed eyes and the scent of cemetery soil on his shoes. There were no celebrations, no candles, just the heavy silence of accusation. When I was born, something in my mother broke. I found her once, sitting in the dark nursery at 3 a.m., not holding me but staring at me with vacant eyes. I understand him now, she whispered. Not to me, but to the shadows. I took his love away, and now you've taken mine. My father left when I was 2. He couldn't bear the weight of her grief, he said, in the only letter he ever sent. I grew up in a house haunted by 2 ghosts, my grandmother, who everyone loved but no one knew, and my mother, physically present but emotionally gone. I learned to be quiet, to need nothing, to apologize for existing. By 8, I was making my own meals and washing my own clothes. Teachers called me remarkably self-sufficient. In parent-teacher conferences my mother never attended. On my 12th birthday, I found a box in our attic labeled hospital. Inside was a blood-stained nightgown, a lock of dark hair, and medical records detailing my grandmother's death. Placental abruption, the papers said. Unavoidable. No one's fault. I showed my mother that night, hands trembling as I laid out the evidence that might free her from decades of undeserved guilt. She slapped me so hard my ear rang for hours. You think this changes anything? She hissed. She's still dead. I'm still alone. She burned the papers in our backyard fire pit while I watched from my bedroom window, the smoke carrying away the truth she couldn't bear to accept. High school became my refuge. I joined every club that would keep me out of the house until dinner. My history teacher, Mrs. Calloway, noticed the pattern and started leaving her classroom open during lunch. My mother was blamed for her sister's drowning, she told me one day, arranging papers she'd already sorted twice. Some people need someone to punish when life is cruel. When I turned 16, Mrs. Calloway helped me apply for early college admission. The acceptance letter came while my mother was at work. I packed that night, leaving a note on the kitchen table. It wasn't your fault, and it isn't mine either. Some things just happen. I took nothing from that house except my clothes and a single photo. My mother as a baby, tiny and innocent, before she learned she was born guilty. 3 years passed before I heard from her. A package arrived at my dorm containing my grandmother's wedding ring and a journal. The last entry, written the day before my mother's birth, read, "I already love this child more than life itself. If God forces a choice between us, let me be the one to go." Beneath it, in my mother's handwriting, I found this after Grandpa died. He kept it from me my whole life. I've been angry at the wrong person. I don't know if you can forgive me, but I'm learning to forgive myself. I called the number she included, hearing her voice, clear, sober, for the first time in years. "I named you Grace," she said quietly, "because that's what I needed most." I listened to her breathing on the line. This woman who had been a child denied compassion, who had then denied it to her own child. "I didn't need your forgiveness," I finally said. "I just needed your love." She started to apologize, but I stopped her. Some healing takes more than words. It takes time, and the courage to break cycles that began before you were born.